You still don't know how to make the difference between your thoughts and channeled wisdom from your higher self. Let me fix that. The first step would be to identify what are thoughts. Thoughts are information being projected from your brain into your mind after being absorbed through what you've observed in your environment. It's basically your brain repeating what it has experienced. Thoughts often have the characteristics such as being really like constant and stubborn, like they just keep and keep going. Oftentimes, when you have a thought, you often have more than just one thought. After that, it just like kind of keeps going. Sometimes, if you find yourself overthinking, you're probably disconnected from your body, disconnected from the present moment, and either thinking about the past or the future. You're either thinking like replaying something that happened before or having anxiety about the possibilities in the future. Now, in order to actually intentionally speak to your higher self, hear from your higher self, you're going to have to stop thinking. And I honestly encourage to practice anything that would make you stop thinking as often as possible, especially if you're an overthinker. I know personally this overthinking tendencies have taken over my life to the point where I'll go take a walk. And when I come back, I realize I wasn't really there during the walk. I was just living inside of my head. And it's something really disappointing. Like, I didn't enjoy the outside. I didn't enjoy this little moment I wanted to take for myself. I was just actually living in my head. And when you catch that, it's often like after like whatever you had to do, you didn't really live the moment that you wanted to live. And it can be really disappointing to realize that you're living your life through your head and that you're not actually enjoying whatever is actually happening around you. So, a bunch of things that you can do to stop this stubborn noise in your head, which is thinking, overthinking, is to breathe. I know it sounds like a regular advice, but breathing is communication within your body. With breathing, you really become more aware of yourself and more connected with the present moment. So, breath work is definitely something that is recommended to do every day. You can look up specific breath works to be more present in the moment. And generally, if you just slow down your breath, that will be a good step to be more in the present moment and less attached to your thoughts, to the noise in your mind. Second thing would be grounding, which is an effect of breath work as well. Grounding is not just putting your bare feet on the earth, it is also just being rooted in your presence, being just really connected to the moment. So, grounding, some exercise that you can do is to notice everything that you can observe with your senses, with your five senses. And I know there's like a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 exercise. It's like five things that you can see, four things that you can hear, and like that with all the senses. You can look that up too. I think it's a great exercise to be more grounded. Now that you've stopped listening to the noise in your head, you will like it will literally be silent. It will be still in your mind. And that makes space for you to actually channel wisdom from your higher self. How do you know that it's really your higher self, that is really higher wisdom, that you're channeling a message from higher frequencies? How do you make the difference between that and just your thoughts coming back? You see, when you have thoughts, when you're thinking, you can often pinpoint where it's coming from. It's in your head. You kind of know like it's coming from your head because it's generated by your brain. But when you're hearing from your higher self, one of the characteristics of this voice that is sending you a message from a higher frequency, it is that you will not be able to tell what direction it's coming from because it is coming from pure presence. And it's just so funny how presence or present is both a word that describes a place and a time. And it's really the only time and the only place. So when you hear from your higher self, you will not be able to tell from which direction that voice is coming from because it's really coming from this state of awareness of yourself, of the moment. So, whereas you would know that your thoughts are in your head, when it comes to your higher self, it feels like it's not even coming from space, from any place, from any position in the space. It feels like it is the space itself, it is the moment itself. Another thing with the voice of your higher self, compared to your thoughts, it's very clear. It's very direct. It's like the messenger came, gave you the message, and went. Whereas your thoughts, you have one thought, and it's like this kind of snowball effect. It kind of like you have one thought and another thought that kind of like accentuate the precedent thought. It keeps going when you're overthinking. But when it's your higher self, it's a clear message that once like whatever the message is delivered, the silence, the stillness in your mind, it's still there, right? So it's very clear. It's kind of like intuition. You will not really have to question yourself whether this is like channeling wisdom from higher frequencies or not. You will know because it does not has the same behavior as your thoughts, as this like stubborn noise that is usually in your mind and that is usually interrupting the present moment, where your higher self is actually kind of blending in to that moment of stillness in your mind. You still feel very present and very connected to the moment when it happens because it's not interrupting anything. It is like in union with that state of presence. Another thing is don't expect anything. When I actually first heard from my higher self and was sure that this was my higher self, I did not even do it on purpose. I was just trying to stop my thoughts because honestly, like having all this noise in your mind most of the time, it's really not a way to live. And so it just came on its own. Don't expect anything because you might just start your thoughts again, trying to generate a voice instead of really just sitting in stillness. Even if you don't hear your higher self right away, it is still a very good thing for your spirit to just sit and be in the present moment and be more connected to your experience of life in the now. I hope this video helped. And if you're interested in spirituality, bettering yourself, and these kind of subject, I encourage that you follow my channel because there is definitely more to come.